Okay, so now we're going to be doing Introduction to Ethical Hacking, Windows Enumeration. With this, on the Cyberbit Range platform, we're going to be using Kali Linux. Now, with Kali Linux, not all of you are familiar with Linux systems. You might run in an environment like myself, where it's all Windows-based users and stuff like that. So we're gonna go right into this, and we are going to kind of follow the prompt that it wants us. So we're gonna open up the instructions here. We're gonna open up a terminal. We're gonna follow the instructions. We might have to use these user credentials, so we'll make sure to remember that. So we're gonna run the IPA command. By the way, the terminal's down here. And then let's see. Yep. Okay, using ports 445 and 389 Windows servers. Next run Nmap, so we'll copy this. So if you guys don't know what Nmap is a port scanning tool. So we're using Nmap, looking for whether or not ports 445 or 389 are open. That's what this is. Yeah. So let's see. I guess we can look for. So we're here. Let's look at the guide me just in case. If it has one. It doesn't look like it does. Okay, that might be broken. I'm gonna make sure to message Mr. Wernet on that, but we're gonna guess here and we'll do. So we'll go do that. Might take some time. I will cut back in once it's done. Okay, it just did take a few seconds, so we did get main server and FSEO whatever. So it does say there's 3 hosts up. I assume that also includes us. However, it didn't state us, so I will go with my gut. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. That's fine. This is a learning experience for all of us. Okay, great. Thank God. Next. Um, SMB signing is a security mechanism in Windows that ensures the authenticity and integrity of communications between clients and servers using the server message block protocol. When the SMB signing is not enabled and required, it can be exploited. So we're going to run this right here. I'm going to reopen my workspace. So we'll run that, and we are looking for the server name with an insecure SMB signing config. It'll probably be, let's see, this one right here. There we go. Yep, that's the only server. It's this. We'll see if this is right. It might be picky with how it's written. So we're about to find out. Okay. During the security assessments, tools used for enumerating, Samba. By the way, when it comes to Nmap and what it's doing with this, before I go on to the next question, Nmap it's looking for this port 445, and then our IP address range, and then it's using this script right here that's built in, baked in, on whether or not SMB2 security mode is enabled or not. That's what we're doing with that. That's the premise and context of it. Then we have during the security assessments the enum for Linux tools used to enumerate information from SMB and Samba systems. Run enum for Linux tag H. Okay, so we'll do that. Run the help command. Seems pretty easy. Great. So we can enum user list, machine list, share list, password policies, group and member lists, and yeah, okay. That password policy, groups and members. Let's see if in the additional it can do anything. Nope, so it can just do this type of stuff. Share list, user list. No installed software. So I think that's it. Huh? Oh. Yep. Password policy information, but look, again, it's late for me. So don't do what I did. I put user passwords, but I thought it was the user password policy. Whoops. And the user list, which I already did down here. Excuse me on that, but we'll continue on. At the beginning of the lab, you performed a network scan and identified a domain controller. The machine that uses port 389 is the most probable machine. Checking for other ports, we'll confirm it, identify it. So we're going to use this right here. So we're going to scroll up and look at which one used port 389. So that was the... Let's see. Yeah, so we're looking for that. It's going to be the main server. So we're going to paste this in. The username will be user12. Grab the password. And then we'll grab the IP address of the domain controller. Should be this. Here. Let's just straight up paste that in. Okay. And then my bad. We'll put this into area 85. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Just took a minute. So there we go. Let's look, see what happens. Whoa, okay, so it gave us tons of information here. Let's look and see what we got. So it wants us which information can be used to log in. 4, 9, 20, or 13. Let's look. I'll make this bigger. So here we go. Looks like user 9 has that username and password that we can use to get in. Very nice. So we're enumerating Linux to try to grab, passwords to break in and continue on. It's the purpose of this. It's kind of to give us a perspective on how people use tactics against us to break into our servers and things like that. So that's why we're doing this. So now we're going to identify the users with high privileges. Okay. We can do that. There. So we're going to do tag G instead, and then grep it, pipe grep, and domain admins. That should work. Let's see what happens. Okay, so one, two, so, okay, denied, start, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5. 5, I think. Nice. Okay, now the Windows password policy can vary, so now um, we're going to look at the password policy. So we're going to just do -P. Okay. Oh, we cancel out of that. Gotta get rid of the grep. There we go. Okay, so we're looking for the account lockout threshold. That would be none. There's no account lockout threshold. It also tells us minimum password age, reset lockdown counter 30 minutes, duration 30 minutes, force log off time, which isn't set, complexity flags, which tells us if they need an uppercase, lowercase, number, special character type stuff, maximum password age, very interesting max age, um, password history length, and minimum password length. So yeah, now we'll go to 7. So now we're going to run the MSF console, which is for Metasploit framework. If you guys don't know what Metasploit is, Metasploit, it is a command prompt tool that is caked with a ton of different payloads. It's very useful. Um, Please feel free on your free time to look into that more. So we're going to do MSF console. We'll run that. And so what we're going to be doing here in number 7 is we're actually going to be using Metasploit's framework to exploit that domain controller and break in. So now we're starting it right now. The purpose of this, Metasploit and Kali Linux, of course, are free. These are caked in tools that people can use for penetration testing. Of course, like we can use them to test our own networks and everything, but hackers can also use these as well. It's very important we remember that. Like, this is very important stuff. This is how they get into our networks. So, okay, now that we're in, we're going to do the following. So we're going to set our hosts, and I can set this up to where we can do that right here. It's going to be really small, but we just want to do exactly what it tells us, so we can do that. Let me just, sorry for a messy desktop, don't mind that. Just going to try to get it to where we can do both at the same time. Set our hosts, and then the IP address, which is here. Let me grab that. So we're setting the target. Then we're going to set the user that we're going to be using, which if we can go back and find it, we're going to be using user9, and this is the password. User09. User09. Password. Set SMB pass. I'm going to paste the password in there. And then set SMB domain Stark. And we're going to exploit. Did I spell it wrong? Oh. Forgot to do that part. Let me just reset everything. Just use that, set that, that, and now we should be able to exploit. Okay, so exploit completed, but no session was created. Max run a shell command interpreter and command line. So this might happen if we don't have a administrator. For the next part, I might have used the wrong username and password for it. Let's see. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, if I had half a brain, I would know to hit the guide me section. So we're going to go back to 7. We're going to scroll down to guide me. We're actually going to be hitting the FS server. So for mine is set our host FS dash E, so echo 05QX. I don't know if it'll be the same for you, but that's what I set mine as. Instead of just putting the IP address and then putting down user 12 and cyber 123 exclamation point. I don't know why they just provide that for us. It doesn't always make sense. Usually it's complicated, but in this instance we'll run it as such, and it should work. Okay, so we do have an interpreter session open. I made sure to test this before I hit record again. So now we're in Meterpreter, so now we have a reverse shell that's called back to us. And so now we can do wmic product get name install date. Oh, we need to do shell. Sorry. Now we do this. I am not good at following directions, so that is totally okay. All right, there we go. Perfect. So now we're grabbing a bunch of information on what's installed on this machine. It's very important so that we can figure out what it's used for, and so how we can also get persistence or exfiltrate data. So that's the main purpose of this right now. So based on that, we have Google Chrome. I don't see edge. So, yeah, that will submit. And then now we need to, let's see, while still in the shell session you created, examine the install updates by running this command. So we'll run that. So that's when everything was last installed. How many updates were installed in 2022? Zero. I don't think there are any. So now we will go and SMB map it. So to open another terminal tab, okay, so it wants us to open up another terminal window. So we'll just be messy and do that right now. And we'll do this right here. Okay, so we just did SMB and it tells us who's all around here. So which folder has read-write permissions? Read-write admin. And why are we using SMB map? So it's a tool that we can use to exploit a server or like any type of operating system, as long as SMB is not shut down, to get into all of their stuff. It's pretty interesting. It's why we have to always lock down SMB. It's the first thing that I do whenever I'm doing a CTF. It's literally the first thing I do when it comes to running my scripts. If we're not allowed scripts, that's the first thing I do. I believe here, we'll hit the guide me section for this next one, because then it'll just give us the command, and then you guys can copy off of me. Makes it easier for y'all. Hit that. To connect to the server, yeah, run that, which I did. I might have had white space, so yeah, that might have been why. Yeah, white space, important. Make sure to delete that. Because it won't always, yeah, so there's a tilde there. Let's try this again. Okay. Oh, I hate this when it's being pesky. I'm sure you guys are having your issues too. Yeah, okay.